So one of the things that I worked out in the book was the bank of mum and dad. First of all, that notion of that there's a mum and dad is inaccurate because actually rising divorce, rising blended families, so that in itself is a privilege. If your parents are still together and an economic unit and can help their kids, that's one element. But also it's like, in what ways are your parents supporting you? We tend to assume when we think about the bank of mum and dad, it's middle-class Londoners getting help with a house. Actually, the data says it's only in Scotland where young people are not reliant on the bank of mum and dad and are more reliant on their own savings. So this is a national story, not a London story. It's also not just housing, because it's support with student accommodation, which student rents have gone up 14% since the pandemic. The cost of university education is huge, but also things like support with childcare. The number of grandmas you see in the playgrounds on a Friday afternoon tells you one thing, that the cost of childcare is so expensive that grandparents are stepping up and helping out.
Bank of mum and dad's mum and dad.
It's now the grandma and the bank of grandma and granddad. There's also just like having a crash pad to save for a deposit. That is your mum and dad helping you to get a foot on the housing ladder without actually giving you the deposit. We've just had a cost of living crisis and a mortgage crisis. The bank of mum and dad have been helping out with supporting with the mortgages and also just transferring billions of pounds in gifts to their kids to sustain their kids through the cost of living crisis.